Some of the worst homes that you can buy in Portland look like the best deals on Zillow. They look charming, they look underpriced, and sometimes their real estate agent labels them as hidden gems or diamonds in the rough or super charming. But once the buyers move in, they discover problems that take $20K, $50K, even maybe $100K to fix. And here's the scary part. These are exactly the homes that a lot of buyers end up chasing. The ones that are flooding your Zillow feed, they're getting labeled as opportunities, and they might even be getting multiple offers. But if you buy one of these, you're not only gonna end up likely losing money on the purchase because of all the repairs and replacements that you have to make, but it's gonna be harder to sell down the line. And in the Portland real estate market, where sellers outnumber buyers right now, that means it can be even harder to get out of what you get into. So it's not only uncomfortable, but it can literally cost you years of financial progress. I help people relocate to Portland every single week, and I've seen which houses help people build wealth and which houses drain people's pockets. So today we're going to talk about 5 types of homes in the Portland market that you want to avoid if you're not looking for expensive renovation and repair costs right off the bat. Let's dive in. Portland has some of the most beautiful homes in the Pacific Northwest, and a lot of them sit on hillsides. Places like the West Hills, Southwest Portland, parts of Northwest Portland are all pretty hilly. And the views on these homes can be absolutely gorgeous. But what a lot of buyers don't realize, especially if you're moving out of state, you're not gonna know this, is that these hillsides, they can move. Generally speaking, Portland has clay, heavy soil, and a lot of rain, and it can have steep terrain. And when you combine all of those things together, you can have shifts in the land. So, sobering fact here, the Oregon Department of Geology has mapped over 7,000 areas in Portland alone that are high landslide risk. A 2018 study found that about 37,000 Multnomah County residents are subject to potential landslides. And the value of the homes and the land that sit in those landslide-prone areas taps out at about $1.65 billion. So this is not just some little fringe risk that I'm overemphasizing for the point of YouTube. This is real. So if you're evaluating a home on a hillside, some things that you want to be paying attention to are what's happening with the retaining walls. Are they leaning? Are they stable? Are they upright? What's happening with them? Is the basement floor or the foundation or the basement walls, are there cracks there? Because that gives us an indication that there's some movement. Do your floors have an obvious slope to them? And you're gonna wanna be paying a lot of attention to drainage issues around the house because you need to make sure water is moving off the property and especially away from the foundation. So as you might suspect, fixing hillside stabilization issues is not cheap. We're talking oftentimes, $40K on the low end, $100K or even more to fix it. And then here's the other thing that a lot of people don't find out until it's too late, is that standard homeowners coverage might not cover landslide damage. This was a point of discussion in 2026 with Oregon's insurance regulator. So you're gonna want to look into this for your particular house and your particular insurance policy. And this is not just something that is a theoretical risk, right? There was a storm in 1996 that triggered some landslides in the West Hills, and that resulted in a lot of damage. So it looks like a perfect home with a view on a hillside. It could be a big financial risk, so you have to do your due diligence.
Are you thinking about moving to the Portland area? If so, I have just the thing for you. My team and I have put together the ultimate relocation guide for moving here, which is going to save you hours of research. And I've linked it below. It has everything from top employers, best hospitals in the area, commute times, everything that you're going to need to know about moving here. And the best part about it is that it's 100% free. That's right, you heard me, 100% free. So just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment to get your access to that guide. Hope that helps.
Flips look nice online. They usually have, trendy tile, brand new kitchens, stainless steel appliances, fresh paint, and beautiful new flooring, squeaky clean, no scratching. They photograph perfectly and they sell typically pretty quickly. Interesting fact about the Portland market, in recent data, about 25%, about 1 in 4 homes, was purchased by an investor. And about 4% of all home sales are flips. So that means there are a lot of recently flipped houses on the market, and some of them are done with quality in mind, and some of them they optimized for speed. But flipping, it's not easy. Here's the financial reality of it. The average flip generates about $72,000 in margin in profit. And those margins just hit a 17-year low. So that means when flippers are doing their job, they are optimizing for what you can see, because they're gonna get the most bang for the buck money-wise out of that, versus what you can't see, what's behind the walls. So that means you might have a brand new kitchen, but you still have old wiring behind the walls, outdated plumbing, an old HVAC system, or moisture damage that they just skim coated and covered up or painted over. I've seen flips where they have covered up foundation cracks, they have covered up moisture in the basement, and tried to polish a 30-year-old furnace until it looked new. So you've got to ask yourself, is the renovation that you're looking at, is it surface level, or did they do the deeper stuff too? So if you're looking at a flipped home, they are completely easy to fall in love with, and that makes a lot of sense as to why you do that. But make sure you're checking out what is behind the walls and what's behind the systems, not just what you see on Instagram. Portland has an incredible amount of housing stock built between 1900 and 1940. We're talking craftsman houses, bungalows, Tudors, and you can even get into the 1800s, the late 1800s with Victorians. According to city data, about a third of Portland housing stock was built before 1940, and more than half of the city's housing stock predates 1960. So older homes in Portland are everywhere, and there's a good chance you might end up purchasing one. The key with these is really knowing what you're buying. And on the market, like, buyers love old homes. They have charm, they have intrigue, they have stories, there's ghosts involved in some houses. And we see that in the data. The houses pre-1940 actually command the highest prices in the city outside of new construction, averaging about $671,000 in 2025. But the premium price point doesn't always reflect what is behind the walls and inside the walls. A lot of these homes have really old infrastructure. So we're talking knob and tube electrical wiring, galvanized plumbing, outdated breaker panels, and sometimes failing sewer lines. And for a lot of people, they just keep these systems in place until they, stop working, and then you are forced to replace them. And it's the replacing part of the equation that is not cheap. So upgrading electrical service or replacing knob and tube wiring, that can run you $10K to $40K. Plumbing is a similar price point, $10 to $20K. And sewer lines, they can really get you. I've seen, quotes as low as $5,000. I've seen quotes as high as $60,000. So that super charming old house that you're looking at, if it hasn't been modernized, you might need to sink $50K just moving in the door to update some of these systems. And here's something specific to Portland that a lot of relocating buyers just don't know. Clay pipes for your sewer were pretty standard in Portland before 1950. And that all sounds good and natural, except clay pipes will crack over time, they can be invaded by tree roots, and they can get corroded. And so a simple fix here is just doing a sewer scope before you move in. Make sure you do it. Do not buy a house. Promise me you will not buy a house without doing a sewer scope. It's not expensive, it's a couple $100, and it can save you tens of thousands of dollars down the line. And if based on that sewer scope, you find major repairs are needed, and if the city determines that your line is non-conforming, guess who's gonna have to update it? And guess who might not let you close on your house? Your lender, if it is determined to be non-conforming. So make sure you get a sewer scope. So all of this is to say, you don't need to avoid older homes, but you do need to do your homework on them. And some older homes, depending on the condition, are fantastic investments. You make those modernization updates, you add on to the square footage, you might have yourself some nice equity gain on that. But you need to know what you're buying before you buy it. So before we get to the next home style, if you're thinking about moving to Portland, I've put together a free Portland relocation guide that covers things like the best neighborhoods for families, schools, commute times, hidden costs that buyers often miss, where your money goes the furthest, and more. It's linked in the description below. Grab it, read it, study it, reach out with questions. And it covers a lot of the same topics that we will discuss if you choose to move to Portland and we start talking about that process for you. Okay, so let's keep going. Every buyer sees these homes. They pop up in Zillow and they're $75,000 cheaper than anything around them. They look awesome. And as a buyer, you start to think, oh my gosh, did I just find the deal of the century? But there's often a reason for that price discrepancy. Many of these homes sit really close to major traffic thoroughfares. So that can mean things like Powell or Division arterials or 33rd in Northeast, maybe it sits close to 82nd, or even bigger areas of traffic like the highways, 5, 84, or even our light rail system, the MAX, right? So when you look at the research on homes that are on major thoroughfares or busy streets, they typically sell for about 8% less than homes on a quiet street, and they have a restricted buyer pool who's willing to purchase them. So on a median priced home in Portland, which sits around $550K, you're looking at about a $42,000 decrease in value. Other studies show that noise pollution can reduce a property's value by anywhere from 5 to 20%. So it's something a lot of buyers won't accept, and you're gonna take a price cut or a value cut on your home when you're trying to resell it. So when you tour the home during the day and it's not prime time for traffic, it might not feel so loud. But pro tip, if you are looking at a home near a busy area, go during the busiest times of traffic so that you can more properly judge how bad it is. So make sure you're scoping your home at different times of day, morning, evening, night, weekends, weekdays, so you know what you're buying and you don't get surprised. Same thing also goes for flight paths. You need to pay attention to what's happening above you as well. So pro tip there. So when you see that discount on Zillow, beware, there's usually a reason for it. Portland's famous for its varied architecture. We've got bungalows, craftsmans, Victorians, Tudors, and some really unique houses as well. We actually have one of the highest concentrations of craftsmen in the entire country. It's estimated that about 4% of the country's craftsmen sit within Portland. And the varied architecture here is part of what makes Portland so fun to live in and so unique. But there is a difference between homes that have character and homes that have a total buyer pool of 3 people. Some homes here, because they're old, they're gonna have layouts that just don't work for people. So things like bedrooms without closets, kitchens that are in a weird spot and really disconnected from the living space, awkward multi-level sort of arrangements, ultra custom or really niche type designs. And it can be challenging with the older homes too, the bedroom layout, because oftentimes you have maybe the primary is in the basement and the kids are upstairs. And so these types of things can be really challenging to find, especially if you have small kids and you want to be all clustered together. And from a real estate perspective, the uniqueness of Portland's housing stock creates some real challenges around finding comparable homes in order to estimate price, the financing of such homes, and really understanding the resale value of what you're buying. And in Portland's market today, where days on market has drifted upwards, now we're sitting at average 82 days across greater Portland. If you have a home with a non-standard configuration and you're trying to put it on the market at sort of baseline market value, it might sit there. So the challenge with unique homes is that there's a special person out there for those homes, but you have to wait for that special person to materialize out of thin air. Your realtor can do a good job of marketing the property and increasing exposure, but if the feedback is constantly about your layout, that's a challenge that your realtor can't unfortunately do anything about. So think about what you're buying from a layout perspective, not only for your lived experience in the home, but also what it's going to be like when you're selling it. The best homes to buy in Portland typically share a couple of fundamental qualities. You're going to want to look for properties that are in a good location within the neighborhood. Ideally, they are on a quiet or low traffic street. They've got a functional layout to them that works for a lot of different families and different types of people who might live there. Their basic systems, HVAC, plumbing, electrical, etc., they're in good condition. And you got to think about the resale value of the home long term. So the golden rule here is really trying to think about buying a home that's also going to appeal to the next buyer of your home, because you're probably not going to live in it forever. So it's not just about what will work perfectly for you in this moment, but it's about what will work for you in 5 years from now or 10 years from now, and then thinking longer term to a broader group of people, what might work for them. Because when you look at the data, those types of homes appreciate the fastest, sell the fastest, and consistently hold their value over time. So when you think about the difference between a good buy and a bad buy in the market, it's not just about the home that you're buying, it's also about the location and the neighborhood and the ambiance of what you're buying as well. So if you're serious about buying in Portland and you want to avoid a 6-figure mistake, reach out. I work with relocation buyers coming from all over the country, even internationally, who are moving to Portland, and they need help navigating the neighborhoods, the homes, the comps, all of it. I know what neighborhoods are appreciating, what neighborhoods have red flags, what's on the up and up, what's on the down and down, and what you need to be aware of in this market before you make an offer. So reach out. My calendar is in the link below. Schedule a free 30-minute consultation. I would love to hear more about your story and what you're looking for, and then be able to suggest some ideas to help you find the right fit in Portland. So I look forward to hearing from you. So these are the 5 types of homes you should absolutely avoid in Portland. First up, hillside homes with a landslide risk and no insurance plan to back it up. Second, cosmetic flips that are hiding deeper problems. Third is outdated homes with older infrastructure, especially the sewer line. Fourth is homes next to really busy roads or thoroughfare with significant road noise. And last up are those really unique homes that are just too unique to resell easily. So this video might have scared the pants off of you and you may never want to move to Portland, but there is some good news. There is a silver lining here. Not every Portland neighborhood nor every Portland house carries these risks. There are absolutely some places that year over year continually appreciate, and there are houses all over the place that are good investments. But there are also places that continue to struggle and houses that will continue to struggle for the foreseeable future. So if you're thinking about buying in Portland, reach out to me. My phone number is 971-443-1770, and I'd love to talk to you about your goals, your needs, your timeline, and we can map out a plan that helps you avoid these risks in buying a Portland home and helps you find something that's a good long-term investment for your family in your next step.